Welcome back, everyone. So today I wanted to go over the monthly update. I'm just going to go over the ship part of it like I did last month. Let me know if you want me to go through all of it. I'm just going to add a lot of time. I like to really hone in on the ship part of it. So I do want to really quick talk about the March update as well, but let me show you how to get to the weekly up or the monthly update. You go to Explore, you're going to go to Com links, and then on the main RSI page, and then from there you can get to the April. It's going to be the most recent one, most recent Com link offering. They have quite a few other things in here: AI feature, AI content, quite a bit for going on with AI, get different animations, but I'm going to really hone in again on the art piece for the ships. So I do want to kind of talk about the March update just because it gives us a bit more of a lead into a couple other things we can glean from it, as well as it gives us a better overall picture. So the way that March panned out is Golem complete, Geo complete. The TAC was almost done. The Pioneer was in white box. The Apollo moved from white box to gray box. It utilizes quite a bit of Zeus and Polaris type of architecture and part of the RSI kit. The Perseus passed white box. It doesn't really specify that the Perseus went to gray box, but I take that as such, and we'll talk about that in the next update. And then there were three, or actually four, unannounced ships. And so those were mostly done. And so I think we'll get some indications in the newest update around that. But I also want you to focus on this as well. The NA based team progressed two upcoming RSI ships. And I think there's something to glean from that. So again, two upcoming RSI ships that they're working on, two variants, if you will. Well, we don't know that, but we do know from here there are variants. So now we've progressed to the April update. This is what you are mostly here for. So first of all, the Pioneer update. The Pioneer is still in white box, so that remains to be its same progress. It is progressing through that, but it still has gray box and final to go through. The Apollo is in gray box still as well, and it appears to be that they're doing med bay and bridge kind of reconstruction or reconcepts here. So it does appear, and they mentioned previously the Zeus and the Polaris kit being used, so possibly we might see it look more maybe like the Zeus or like the Polaris Bridge. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Um, Additionally, the Perseus. So the Perseus appears to still be in gray box. They just really announced that the Perseus continues to be worked on with interior look and feel and ensures it functions as intended. But previously it was in gray box. So, I mean, it progressed from white box. So I'm assuming it's still in gray box, unfortunately. So I don't expect to see the Perseus, and they don't mention it in some of the ships are going to be released. So they do mention three ships will be coming in about a week's time. So a week from now is Invictus. And so we will expect to see three ships as well as the TAC itself. So last time I mentioned the TAC was in final development. Well, it is done, and we've seen video footage of it, and they're really confirming all of that as well. That is ready to go. It is flyable. It will be released, probably rentable as well for those interested in trying it out. So we also have three other ships. Those three other ships appear to probably be the Gray Cat MTX, which is the mobile tactical center, the Guardian MX, which will be a missile variant of the regular Guardian, as well as the third ship probably being the Asgard. There's still a chance, I'll probably show a picture of this as well, but there's still a silhouette, and it is going to be in the ground vehicle section. There is an Apollo spot for, sorry, Apollo, an anvil spot for an anvil ship in the ground section. There's still an anvil kind of outlying type of Centurion looking ground vehicle that could be offered. Now, if that were true, it'd probably be with the others that are out there in that ground vehicle section, so it's highly unlikely. And again, I already did a video about the Asgard, so there is some sort of ship that's unidentifiable that is clearly Anvil. So more than likely, that is the Asgard. I just like to continue to hold on to a slight bit of hope that the Asgard is actually a capital ship, but again, the odds of that are very low at this point. It appears to be a Valk slash Legionnaire hybrid, more Valkyrie than Legionnaire as far as size. It should be at least as big as the Valkyrie, or probably about the same, basically a variant of it, but have some VTOLs that look similar to the offerings across the. Anyways, it's all Anvil looking from a little bit deep dive I did on that, but again, it appears to be something Valk sized, if you will. Four unannounced vehicles. So they do mention here that they're working on four unannounced vehicles. One of those is in white box towards full production, so it still has to go through gray box. So not much to go off of there, and I don't have a good guess here. While the second is approaching its gray box review and final completion, I also don't have a good guess for this one as well. Do be mindful that the kind of workers week based around, I think, somewhat of the, a lot of people have a holiday like the American holiday um, of a not Memorial Day, but the Workers' Week essentially. So it's more than likely that it could come out during then. Possibly they don't usually do, I think, vehicle releases during the Workers' Week that they have in game. But there's also going to be coming up the Alien Week, so there's a chance there's an alien ship that could be coming along as well. However, the third ship here they mention is recently a part of Inside Star Citizen. There is a video. I'll put a link in the video description of the Star Citizen live interview with the vehicle concept team. I believe that's the video they're referring to, and I'll put some images from that. So I do believe that this first is going to actually be the RSI salvaging variant. There's somewhat maybe some DNA from the Mantis. I mean, one of the variants has that kind of Mantis feel. I don't think it's the Mantis variant that has been referred to, but I think it just has Mantis looking feel to it. At least the first one does. So again, I'll share those pictures, but that is what I believe they're referring to here. The fourth one is working through production as well, and it's from an existing manufacturer that is, hasn't been touched in a while, and I believe that to be the Kruger, which is also described in that same video. So I'll link that in there if you want to take a look at that, to take a look at some of that. I'll bring the artwork over, but largely I think those are the two that they're referring to here. So I suspect the RSI salvager, maybe they'll hold that until IAE later this year, but I suspect to see it this year. It shouldn't take too terribly long to complete that. Possibly seeing it sooner. And then the Kruger, I expect to possibly see this year as well. I don't have one way or the other on that, but I'm always happy to see new ships. However, there is something to note with the NA team here. So they do mention they're working on two variants. Well, previously they discussed there were two RSI ships. So this is where I mentioned before two RSI variants. So I think that's what we're looking at here is two RSI variants from the American team that are progressing pretty strongly, almost probably complete. I think one of those to be the Mantis variant. So that's the one of the two that I suspect to be completed. The other one, I don't know what the variant is. However, the MR hasn't come out yet. So there's a chance, it could be cope on my part. I don't own the MR and I don't necessarily plan to, but there's a chance that that is the first ship, the other variant that they're referring to from the RSI side. I kind of went through the store page and I couldn't see anything else that really stuck out to me as needing a variant or potential variant targets. There's quite a few RSI ships like the Galaxy and whatnot and our Astra that still just need to be released, but we probably won't see, unfortunately. And I don't think those will get variants. That would be pretty cruel, actually. But anyways, I don't know what the other variant would be. The MR is the one I can think of. Additionally, they are working on another ship here that looks to be possibly some sort of cargo type of ship. So I suspect maybe a medium or large type of ship that could do some cargoing, something like equivalent to a Zeus or CL or C1 as potential alternatives there. Again, we've already talked about the other updates here, which is the Perseus and the Apollo. That pretty much wraps it up. Let me know what you think down below, what other ships might be coming along. But these are the guesses I have and the ones I can think of and glean updates from. Thank you all for trying the video, and I appreciate you sharing your thoughts down below, especially on things I didn't even think of. So I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.